What's up, Wanderpreneurs? My name is Christy Murphy, and it's been a really, really long time since I've done anything podcast related. So I'm coming back because I feel like there's a lot to be talked about within this online world, business and marketing and everything else that goes on with this unregulated industry. And I thought I would first, start this episode off by going over my favorite parts of business because it's all about your passion. It's all about your purpose and things like that. What really lights you up in this world to really be successful at something. So, I have this whole new podcast thing. I have a whole new life compared to the tribute if you go listen to that. But today, my favorite parts about business, and I've been doing business now since 2012. I had my first online business. Before that, I grew up with having little bitty things here and there. I was a dog walker. I made birdhouses. I did all kinds of little things along the way to help build my entrepreneurship skill set, right? I've always been somebody that's wanted to work for myself. So these last year, I went kind of on a hiatus while I was going through my divorce and trying to figure out who I was without all the labels that others wanted to put on me. And it turns out I'm still a wanderpreneur. And it turns out all my favorite parts about business in the past are still my favorite parts, but this time, the passion is so much stronger and it goes deeper. And I don't even know if there is an end to how much passion I bleed when I talk about these different topics. And the first part about business that I am absolutely obsessed with, that I think all business owners, especially new ones starting out, or any of y'all that have a hobby, and you're trying to make this a consistent business, you really need to look at your business model, okay? And I'm not just talking about looking over what you sell or if it's brick and mortar or online or that kind of stuff, but you really need to look at it and think is everything in alignment with my true purpose, with my mission for my business, and does it all flow well together? So I love talking about structures and systems and streamlined strategies and everything else like that. But when I'm talking about a business model, you have 4 parts to your business model. You have the freebie, you have the low buy-in, the mid buy-in, and the high buy-in. And you need to create some kind of way that everything flows together. However, sometimes in businesses, you don't need all 4 steps, but sometimes you do, and sometimes you only need 2, and sometimes you need a lot of different freebies in order to get them to your mid buy-in or into your high buy-in, or sometimes your high buy-in is just something that you offer, but nobody ever really does it. It looks different for everybody because every single person on this planet is different, believe it or not. So there's not one little system that works for everybody. Everything's different, and it's funny how whenever you're online and you see these Facebook ads pop up in your feed or things like that, it's this is the one thing you need to be successful, and it's really not. It's definitely going to help teach you more knowledge, but if you've been in this industry as long as I have for the past 4 years, you are a walking dictionary, okay? I'm talking, everything. You just need help implementing things, right? So look over your business model and really make sure that it's yours, and make sure that what you have in there is not because somebody else said you should have it, but it was something that in your heart and your soul and your intuition, everything in you was this is it. This is part of my business. So business models and reframing them and things like that, I love that kind of stuff because I can talk to my client. I can easily figure out what's missing, what's not missing, and put it all together in a big projective way to make it work out. Usually it's the most fun, exciting part of it, It's like planning a party. You tell me what kind of party you want to plan, and we put it on paper. But then more so than just the business model, because I feel like you could figure that out on your own. My next 2 favorite parts about business are not the sales, not the clients, although I love my clients, but it's the part where I get to teach my clients how to have a really, really strong foundation within their business. Because let's face it, if you go, let's say you're shopping for a home, right? If you go and you see a brand new home and on the outside, it's beautiful, it's painted, it has a brand new roof, it has the yard, the landscaping, everything, and then you open up the door and you walk in and there's dirt floors, are you going to buy the home? Probably not, right? Because they focused on everything on the outside of their business, which is what I would like to call like the relationship side, the sales side. They did the branding, they did all that stuff. And most of the time, that's what I see when I'm looking online. I see these beautiful brands, the beautiful money invested into websites and branding photos, cute little things all over the place, right? But when they start to go into it, they don't know what's happening when they open up that door. And like, I'm sorry, but are you actually going to be confident to invite somebody into your home when they think that it's going to be one way on the outside, and then you open the door and it's like, oh yeah, I actually live on the dirt floor? No, that doesn't match, right? So something is not in alignment there. So when I focus on the foundations of the business, it's truly making sure you are set and you are sturdy. No matter if your foundation is on the ground or 50 feet up in the air, we need to make sure that you can support your business, not just your clients coming in and knowing what to do with your clients, but also knowing how to outsource, also knowing how to grow your business on rapid speed without having a breakdown. And, you know, I watched this within my own father's company when, you know, he had his own service-based business. He was growing it. He was so passionate about it. He loved it, everything. But then life hit him when my parents went through a divorce. He filed bankruptcy and everything kind of fell apart. And I feel like that's where my true passion for wanting to help businesses and like doing risk assessments and making sure that like I can be the fairy godmother that I wanted to be as a little girl by helping these businesses stay in business, because I know what it's like to lose everything. Hell, I did it myself whenever I went through my divorce and I went through depression. And you know, not only does it put you in a financial hardship, but just thinking like physically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, everything inside you, it makes it so much more harder to come back because you're that broken. So when I focus on building this foundation, I would like to make sure that none of my clients have a business the way my dad had it or the way I used to have it, where it was focused on my happiness. Literally, the happier I got, the more dreams and goals I achieved, the better I got in shape, things like that, the more money was coming into my life, which was great. But you know what? As soon as life hit me hard, because I am human and bad things happen to all of us, whether we're good or bad, something eventually is going to happen. And if you don't have that foundation that's built sturdy enough to sustain all that, you're going to crash, you're going to burn, you're going to be the 90% that go out of business. So that is why like business foundation is literally one of my top main focuses with my clients, because I don't want to see you build your business and lose everything, because it's so hard. And it feels like you're broken inside. It feels like you've lost a piece of you. And nobody understands you because nobody else has that, or no one else has gone through that. And they're just like, well, just do it again. Or why don't you just go get a job? And it's because you can't. Like, that is your baby. It's like you just lost your child. And how do you bring back your child? Well, that's why we have to focus on your business foundation. We have to make sure that you're set up for success from the beginning. That way you can have longevity no matter what happens, no matter if you go through something traumatizing like being raped or having a death in the family, or having to move far away with not knowing anyone else in your area, or having a child disappear, or whatever. Like, bad things happen. And I know I'm naming off some crazy ones, but like, bad things happen and you can't plan it. You can't prepare for it, but you have to make sure that your risk management has you protected. It has your financial well-being for you and your, you know, your legacy to save all that. So that's like the deep part of it, the business models with the foundation piece attached to it, you know. And then on top of that, my other favorite area of business is what to do with the money you earn. Because believe it or not, I think it's like over 70% of the US population alone have less than $1,000 in their checking and savings account at any given time. Less than $1,000. And how is that going to help us get wealthy? How is that going to help you build your net worth if you can't even function on that, right? So one thing I noticed, and I'm going to own up to this, is that whenever I was making a large amount of money, I had the same money habits that I had in college and high school and the ones I learned, right? So no matter how much money I had, I still had the same spending habits. And that had to stop right there, because it doesn't matter if you're making $2,000, $20,000, $200,000 a month, you are going to spend it the same way. So if you have issues right now with a bunch of spending and not investing and no savings, well, guess what, honey? You are going to have that exact same problem when you become successful, and it's really going to crash and burn if you don't have your foundation set up and if your business model is not right. So one thing I like to do with my clients is what I call the Murphy Money Matrix. It's something that I've had to do over the last year and a half. I use my mortgage background where we dive into not only all your debts, kind of like the whole Dave Ramsey style, because I like Dave Ramsey, but there's like a few things I disagree on. Same thing with Grant Cardone. He talks about investing in real estate, and which is great, but I feel like I'm like a remix of both of them. So I like to go in, we like to look at all the debts going on and what's going to happen if you start making money. How can we make sure that we're making your debt to income ratio feasible for anything that happens in life, as well as making sure that you're leveraging your income and knowing the difference between investing and spending and knowing what is going to bring you more wealth in return. So with the mortgages, I've helped over 100 plus families with buying homes as business owners. And most of the time when you look around and you start seeing all these people get successful with their businesses online, do you see them go out and buy a home? You probably don't, because you need 2 years of your business profiting. You have to average that out from your tax returns. And if you don't have that and you're writing off everything because you are just mills and entertaining it up, well, guess what? You're not buying a home, but you could go buy a car for $700 a month and maybe have that repoed after your business foundation fails because you didn't set it up right and you start to focus more on your dream life than your business because you're just loving the money coming in. So those are the big 3 pieces that I love to focus on within business. And I cannot wait to teach you more throughout this Wanderpreneur show, where I'm going to go over all the unfiltered truth about making sure you are set up for success from the get-go in your business, whether you've been doing it just a month or a day, you haven't even started, or maybe you're like me and you've done it for a while. You got burnt out because of some kind of life hardship because, you had a business that couldn't survive without you being in an emotionally stable position, right? So tune in, continue to come on back to the Wanderpreneur show, because it's all about you and your business and making sure that you can create the longevity that you need. We're going to leverage your money. We're going to teach you how to invest. We're going to teach you all about business. And I'm pretty much giving away everything for free because I've seen so many people get screwed over the past few years, and I'm over it. I'm going to just let it all out. And, I'm sure some of you will use what I teach and go use it in your few $1,000 programs, which is cool too, I guess. Give me a shout out, at least. But I'm going to be going over all these things because I care. I want you to be successful. I don't want you being the business owner that I had to watch whenever I was 14, which was my father. I don't want you being the business owner that was me, because I spent, almost a year, probably like a good 6 months, depressed, in bed, crying, not knowing what to do. So this is the show to tune in, because I'm going to unleash everything, and I'm going to show you the truth behind the curtain, and we're going to dive on in, and you're going to know all about business and become a true wanderpreneur. And being a wanderpreneur is all about wondering less and wandering more through your dream life, whether that's hanging out in your own backyard or traveling the world or leveraging your money to have like 40 income properties like this one guy I know, or whatever else it is. I mean, it's literally your dream life. You're out there doing it and you're living it. You're not trying, you're not wishing, you're not hoping for it. You're doing it. So tune back in next time for the Wanderpreneur show. Again, my name is Christy Murphy, and if you are looking for any kind of help, please join the Wanderpreneur Wonder Less, Wonder More Facebook group, or you can also check out our business or our hobby to business checklist. Can't wait to see you next time. Hope you have a great day. Bye.